Greetings, movie fans. Welcome to Movies and Chill with Zak and Dill. You've made it to the right place, all five of you. Thanks for being here. Today we're talking about Jim Carrey. Zak's not here. This is a cutout.
I was trying to get through the whole thing.
You couldn't. I couldn't do it. We got some special guests in the room. We're thrilled to have a full boat. We will talk about the famous Canadian and all his shenanigans. Anything else to add? Is that it?
I like Jim Carrey.
Thank you, Luke.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. Here's that song.
Movies and Chill with Zak and Dill. That'll get my giggle box going.
Movies and Chill with Zak and Dill.
Our pets' heads are falling off!
Movies and Chill
Great Scott!
with Zak and Dill.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Movies and
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
Chill.
Well, they're sorry!
Zak and Dill.
Spartans! Prepare for glory!
The great Oz has spoken.
Movies and Chill.
Get to the podcast now.
Hey!
Wait, she hit?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yes.
My finger kind of twitched. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's the sound of Maddie doing the producing today. Welcome back to Movies and Chill, Zak and Dill. Full boat here today. Obviously, Zak to my right, your left, Tanner over here, Luke over here. And again, Maddie producing today. Want to thank everybody for being here. We've even got a peanut gallery, Brady and Addie in the room for us today, just in case. They're a laugh track, so we know if we're actually doing what we're supposed to. And Addie's got crutches. Are you okay, Addie? Just want to mention that, just for everybody.
Shaking your head no.
Okay. I don't know why. There was no reason. I just thought it'd be fun to just, maybe somebody out there's like, they don't seem authentic, but
A little too.
they're
cookie cutter.
definitely authentic now because someone's been hurt and we acknowledged it.
Well, you added depth to the
Yeah.
character.
See?
She signed a waiver.
Yeah, now everybody's wondering what the heck happened to Addie. And then, four others are wondering who the heck is Addie. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, Jim Carrey is our topic today. Zak got me a Thanos mug. Did I say Thanos?
I think
Thanos?
it's Thanos.
Well, it is small.
This is
So-
this is good. I don't think this will snap the universe away. It's 3 sizes too small, but it's
So it
still.
probably worked at Thanos.
This might, I don't know, maybe get rid of a pest control problem if you snap hard enough. But we are going to talk about a random thing here because we always do that first.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a random thing.
Oh, yeah.
But anybody else, since we have a full boat, I do want to welcome anybody else's random thoughts. But this is the segment at the beginning of each show where I tell you kind of the weird thing I thought about this week or 2 weeks. You ready? You ready for it? Brace yourself. Grab the table. This is something I was just thinking about. Does anybody in the room, and I'm glad there's plenty of us, anybody like bite their nails? Let's start with that. This is going to get even more obscure.
Yeah.
But just
Well,
we'll
not
start
as
with
much as
that.
I used to, but yes.
Okay, so I bite my nails. Do you bite your nails?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. What do you do with the nails? What do you do with the nails?
You don't eat them.
Do you swallow them, Luke?
Oh.
Is that
Oh, man, because he had his face. He was just horrified. Pig's nails! No!
Do you
Get
actually?
outta here.
Okay, he said he doesn't. Okay,
Okay.
so that was.
What do you do with the nails?
I didn't know that was a question, but I guess that's the next
trash
question.
cans all throughout my house for just such occasions.
Wait, so you bite and then what? Like,
only if they're uneven.
do you just like go to the trash can and go and spit it right in the trash
The
can?
other way around. I bite and then I go to the trash can.
Okay, so you have to make a
But
concerted
do you
effort to
bite,
get
or
to.
do you do like a beaver like he did?
No, I was definitely. That's how I do.
That's not how I do it.
Yeah,
It's not the
Like corn.
It's not the correct way.
it was definitely like corn.
Nail
Yeah.
clippers are like $2.
What'd you say?
I think fingernail clippers are like $2.
I have.
I know. No, it's a
They're
it's,
just far
it's a
or
bad
something.
Have you tried
habit
to cut
for.
your nails like that? You can't. It's horrible.
It's a
not
bad
even
habit
fun.
for a reason.
It's never even.
Made for it.
It's
It hurts.
never even.
Anytime I use them, it hurts. Every
Yeah.
time.
You
Okay.
should get that looked at.
I know. It's not
Obviously,
God gave
It,
us
it
teeth
only
for some
hurts
reason,
certain
and that's
of my
it.
fingers.
Okay, go ahead.
that's not
So what was
like
it-
the sole purpose
Okay,
of
so
the
the initial,
conversation.
your initial
I
thing
just
was-
wanted to get dip a toe in the water,
You bite
read the
your nails.
room, see if everybody.
trash can or random.
I was gonna get
Depends
there.
on- it depends
I
on
definitely
where I bite
didn't.
them. If I'm biting them like if I'm driving and biting them, I try to spit them out the window.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cooey.
you're
Yeah.
getting closer to what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So
All right.
That's about the only other. It's a trash can or maybe a floor, depending if I don't care about where I'm at.
Which is all the time.
Yeah. So
You don't care. Like right now, you would spit it on the table and wouldn't bat an eye.
That's what you got the
I
famous
wouldn't
mug
be.
for.
Biting
Dude,
nails
if
there.
you spit it in my mouth, I swear to God. All right.
Okay, so continue.
So I bite my nails, and I don't spit them in a trash can. That's way too sanitary. I like sometimes will chew on them for a little bit. I will never swallow. That's disgusting. Don't do that. Okay.
How's that different from chewing on them?
Right.
It's just a habit. Like you just chew on it. But when I can
Gum.
if I chew on it and maybe make it smaller to the point that I could like bend it with my teeth and shoot it off like a pinch. Like I don't want to see how far it goes.
Yeah.
Do you do that,
You
Brady?
should talk to somebody.
No, Brady and I
No.
are.
I can
Of
give
the
you some
same
numbers of
mind.
people that can help you.
Brady does this too. See?
That is his form. of
I've
therapy.
never done that. I just spit them.
You
That's
just need
all.
to talk.
Like
That's pretty interesting.
well, like if
Might
you've
be
got
something to try.
if you've got a full nail in one piece, and you try to send it off into the abyss.
Where it lands,
It's not going to be good. It's not going to go very far. But if you break it once or twice, you got a real small piece. It's gonna shoot real far. Yeah.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna try it.
How long did it take you to get to that consensus?
I've been doing this since I don't know. I don't want to say. I really don't know.
When was fourth?
I only started thinking about it the other day when I was actually concerned that somebody saw me doing it. That's usually when you're like, okay, this is a bad habit. I need to stop. Is when I'm worried other people are looking.
Right.
Because if you didn't know or you didn't care, like you wouldn't worry about somebody. But somebody was watching me, like with my mouth, just they're probably wondering what's he got going on there.
Yeah.
What's that about? Yeah. But anyway, that was my thought. You guys can take this conversation away, run with it somewhere else. I don't care what you do. Yeah, that's the problem. Is I don't have a good segue. Like if we had sponsorships, like the nail clipper company would be a really good sponsorship.
The way you describe the way you chew your nails, like a beaver,
Yeah.
on a piece of 2x4.
Well, I don't just do one at a
It
time.
sounds like Jim Carrey's character Ace Ventura eating sunflower seeds.
Hey, great. It's a nasty habit. That's good. That's good. That's a good segue. Good job. We brought Luke in
A
for
little
these
bit of
kind
mental
things.
gymnastics to get there.
Yeah, we took a tumble, but we got there.
All right, you guys are
Uh,
topic?
Yeah, Jim Carrey. I mean, I guess if no one else has any other random thoughts, do you want to talk about Hollywood at large right now? You know what I don't want to talk about? How terrible that new Snow White movie's going to be.
It's getting
I'm leaving it.
pretty review bombed
It's
at the
a
moment.
Review bombed? That implies that it's not bad. Review bomb implies that it's actually good, but there are trolls that are bringing it down.
I think Rotten Tomatoes had it at like 45%.
Okay. Well, see, Rotten Tomatoes, if they themselves have it at that, it's not trollery. If it's there's another score that's like consumers. What do they call that with the popcorn? What's the popcorn? Is it pop?
IMDb or
No.
whatever?
On Rotten Tomatoes, they have a critic score, which is the Rotten Tomato.
Audience.
But they don't call it audience score. It's a popcorn, like a popcorn meter or something. You want to look that up? It's got. They have a second score, and it's just the audience.
Yeah.
So if the audience score is like 30%, and then the critic score is like 70 to 80, you can bet that there's a lot of critics that liked it, but the audience was either trolling or, I mean, sometimes you can just say it's a woke movie that the critics, you knew they were going to give it a good score anyway, and then the audience is like, no, this is actually how good this movie is.
There is a tomato meter and a popcorn meter.
So I was right. It's called a popcorn meter.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't sound like a complete idiot then. But okay, So I would say Snow White. I'm not real. Give it time. Give it time. We got plenty of time. Snow White. Like, does anybody think that the movie is going to be good? Have you seen it? Or do you have a desire to see it?
I wouldn't see it if it was free.
Yeah.
Oh, and it will be very soon if you have Disney Plus. It will be.
Might be great.
I give it a month before it's on Disney Plus.
The only reason I want to watch it because I do want to, because you sit there and picture in your head how bad it's going to be, but I want to know because we've done that before. We watched movies that we knew were bad, but we've never seen them. So let's see how bad they really are.
Okay, that's fine.
I feel like that's going to get a lot. That's where they're going to get some of their audience. Like, let's see how bad this really is.
I want to know. I want to know just how woke they got with it.
I usually, with how much advertising they're doing, that's usually a sign for me that it's going to be bad.
Well,
they're
here,
pushing the heck out of it on
let's
Facebook.
put it this way. What, since you guys, the ones with all kids, like, would you let your kids watch it?
I actually
it's
did.
a kids movie.
I actually did have a conversation with my 9-year-old, and I said, listen, this might be one that you want to go see. We're not going to go see it, but Disney Plus, let's watch it.
Okay.
And the reason for that is I'm not going to spend extra money on this movie because of the lead actress and the way she's absolutely trashed half the country.
Okay.
Like I'm not going there.
I heard they canceled like the rest of her press tour.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of how much of a negative impact she was having on like people's like. It got like record downvotes on YouTube. Every trailer it's got over 40,000.
That's just it right there. She's nasty, and because let's not kid ourselves. If I would say I'm never going to watch a movie that a far left or liberal person that has radical ideals, I wouldn't watch a movie ever again probably because they're all over the place. But the thing is, for every troll like Rachel Zegler or Ziegler, whatever her name is, like you've got the Robert Downey Jr. You've got, Mark Ruffalo, I guess, is pretty outspoken, but
Chris Evans.
I mean, Chris Evans is pretty outspoken. There's some guys with opinions, which is totally fine. You can have opinions. You can even spout your opinions, but to just openly mock, like the movie that you're in,
and half your audience,
They did this to themselves. Do you guys remember the show The Last of, or was it The Last of Us, or was that the one with the game
with Pedro Pascal?
With Pedro, yeah.
Yep.
The directors of that show, they had an episode in season 1 that had very little to do with the plot, and we've talked about this. They had very little to do with the plot and everything to do with an LGBTQ RSTUV agenda.
Helicopter.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you want to cram that down. That's one thing. But what he said in interviews was, I'm mocking people. Like, I'm making you watch this. And it's like, it's just in bad taste to talk about your show. Like, what do you expect people to do? They're going to be upset and they're not going to watch it. So just bad taste. I don't really.
I think they'll lose money on it.
They're going to lose their behind.
Oh yeah.
If for no other reason.
They made a season 2.
Are we still talking about
White? He said
I'm just talking about.
You're talking about Snow White, right? Yeah. But I think you're
talking
about the last.
No, you're on
that. I don't know if that made money or not. To be honest, I didn't.
The rest of the show, I really enjoyed. Like,
I'm sure it was great.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm sure it was great.
Worth a watch.
Sounds good.
They didn't
if you can
find
get past that one episode. It's a good show. It's it.
You said a mouthful there. Should you have to get past an episode? Like, I just think that's awful. Like, you just made an entire episode just to crap on people.
I mean, you've watched other shows like that where it's like, well, this episode's garbage.
Pretty much every Disney Plus.
Have you ever watched it? I mean, I watch all kinds, not just like a show like that, just anything. Walking Dead, look at that.
I stopped watching.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying. So
When
you've never watched series where there's like an episode where it's like, well, this one's garbage. I'm skipping.
Are you
it.
talking about a bad episode versus
Like
an
anything.
episode
Just
with an
one?
agenda?
Just one.
You mean
Like just one. Like you have you ever watched a series where like one episode was like, who cares?
There was
like a bad episode?
Yeah.
But not like agenda driven.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. I understand that, but I'm saying like,
I can get past a bad episode.
Well,
That's fine.
That's the whole thing, though.
That's just how I approach it. That was an episode I didn't care for. The rest of the show was pretty good.
You know what's funny though? Like Offerman was in that episode, Nick Offerman, and I didn't actually, like, I don't mind the episode, which is the funny part. it was what the director said that made me stop watching the show.
I didn't even know that till just this minute when you said that. He said,
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not
That's
saying
only
I'm not
bad
calling
thing.
for a boycott. I'm just telling you my personal preference.
It'd be nice on some of these shows if they just don't interview people.
Yeah,
You know,
really.
if they
Keep
would-
your opinions to
Because that's what I
yourself.
tell you, I don't even pay attention to that. So when most of the time I hear it from you, and it's like, well, that sucks. So then
Right.
it makes you not
It
want
makes
to
you
watch
mad.
it because you're sitting there going, it's like, oh, this is just dumb. Then you realize, oh, okay, somebody purposely did it this way because they're dumb or their opinion's weird. Or,
Right. It's like you ruined a good thing.
I get you on that. Well, that's what I'm saying with the Snow White. It's like it might actually probably be good, but it's just it's such a stupid thing that's like, all right, wait, you recasted. Why didn't you just recast her? It's okay.
You know they've overhauled it. They've completely overhauled it. And I was about to say that before we were mixing up the show and the movie.
Made
but
everybody CGI.
the thing is, they started with real people.
Yeah.
Ladybug.
Don't do
Are
it.
you kidding me?
Don't
I'm
do
gonna-
it.
Right at the end.
I'm gonna hit it right to you.
Don't.
Dare, I will
Oh.
shoot
There's a
Get
ladybug
him.
here.
You can't say
I-
that.
Get
you.
him.
Ladybugs.
It was on the TV a second ago.
Was that a ladybird?
It was.
Is
I
that the
saw
one
it.
that tries to attack us?
This is grounded.
Yeah.
This is different.
I wonder how much money Hollywood would save
Well,
from
he can't
reshoots.
Say, he can't say it anymore. Put him over
recasting.
there.
That was what I was going to get to. Is like
They
they
waste
already
so much money.
they already wasted
They're-
so much of their budget.
Random interaction.
Yeah,
I was
that's a
hoping
clip.
if it would have came down earlier when you said something, but it never did. It stayed up there, and then it finally came down.
It came down. Anyway, can we talk about stuff now?
I can't help it. It was right there.
All right.
All right.
They lost money on reshoots because do you remember the joke we made that the movie was going to be called instead of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? What did we say? Dirt Brown and the diversity hires.
Yeah, that was. Dirt Brown and
The DEI dwarves.
And the diversity hires.
That's
That's
just
what
like
we
the
were going to
trailer.
call it.
We were watching one movie, and the trailer came on for that, and literally, I'm laughing. I can't stop laughing because he's like, "Look, she's picking a tomato." Like it was so funny to me. Like,
Well,
because
yeah,
what?
I don't know. I was
I don't-
thinking about Dirt Brown.
Yeah,
saying tomato instead of an apple.
Yeah.
Yes.
because in the trailer,
They
she's
picked
like,
that up.
she's reaching up, and I'm not kidding you. You can't tell what it is.
You
It's
can't tell
probably a tomato.
what kind of fruit it is.
Tomate es bueno.
Is she Hispanic?
I don't think so.
I have no idea.
So that joke doesn't even
I
land.
thought she was.
I don't.
On it.
Okay.
She was Chinese and Brazilian.
Jamie, can you
Somewhere.
pull up?
Can we just say she is so the joke works?
Okay, but like you guys okay, let's just leave it alone. Anyway, the whole point of saying that is like it started like completely different from the original story and they had actual people as the dwarves and one of them was like 7 feet tall. He was like a monster human being. I don't even know what they were thinking.
He identified
just
as
Like
a
he's
dwarf.
clearly not a dwarf. It's
He
like
identified as
He identified as a dwarf.
Dwarf.
Drop
okay,
it.
Okay,
Drop it.
I'm sorry.
being sorry.
Go ahead.
She is Colombian.
Colombian.
Why'd you
Do
say
they-
it like that?
So
Okay.
pretty
I think
close.
that's how they talk. I don't know.
It's in the
As far
neighborhood.
as
Sounds right.
okay.
We need to go more. We got to get away from the
500 cigarettes.
Here's the thing. If you clip what we're talking about and it sounds like, the racial side of it is not important because I don't care if you make a TV show movie with a character and that character is brown, Latino, Asian. I don't care what that nationality is,
Make it
but
make sense, though.
but make it make sense.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna tell me it's Snow White and like the main part of her character is that her skin is as white as snow.
It's in the book.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like that. You can't just
Just like the new
willy
Snape.
nilly change characters.
The new Snape, same thing.
Ain't too
Yeah.
proud to
He's
beg.
really-
I was
pasty white in the book.
literally it says like he needs to go out and get some sun. Like he looks. What's the word? There's a word that's in the book. Like, is it lucid? Like pasty was definitely
Something
at
like
some
that.
point,
I
but
thought
like
it was pasty.
there's a word used that
Malnourished.
malnourished is like a separate thing. Is he malnourished?
I don't know.
I don't-
I don't know. Some kind of like term. Huh?
Just drinks his
All right.
potions.
I don't even understand the reference.
Let's cross that bridge when we get there.
Doesn't understand the
Because
Right.
I actually for the sake of like seeing something new, I'll wait and see what they do with Snape because they've already done the book. Okay, so if they've done the book and they want to take some liberties away from the book and call it Harry Potter, I'll wait and see. Especially because Jonathan Lithgow is going to be Dumbledore. That sounds awesome.
Yes.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they do really good up until just like that one character. It's like, why? That's most people's favorite character.
Well, someone who's so key to the plot, I feel like has to be pretty accurate to the lore that it comes from.
Source material.
I was trying to give like an excuse to do it, but like Dean Thomas is a black character in the book. Like they have different ethnicities. Cho Chang is obviously of Asian descent, but for some reason in the movie she has a Scottish accent. I don't understand that.
Cho Chang's not Asian.
How do you figure?
Just kidding.
No, I was waiting for that.
I was like, oh, Dylan got it wrong. How?
No, like
the actress grew up in the UK. I mean,
okay,
that's why she sounds Scottish.
Which is fine. I don't care. But was that the source material?
I don't
Is she Scottish in the book?
I don't think they ever talked about Cho Chang's accent. I've read the Harry Potter series.
I can see where we're
times.
going with this already. Like if we try to replay Chang's like what she's gonna say.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know where this is going
yeah.
already? Like
That's
she
why
doesn't have an over the
trying
top.
Not to say anything.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, like can we agree that comedy is still funny even
Yes.
if it's a little edgy? Like okay. Come on.
That,
If
why
you
you
can't
upset?
laugh at
Because
everything,
she
you can't
doesn't
laugh
sound
at
exactly
anything.
how it should be in my head.
But she had a Scottish accent.
I
in the
know.
movie. It just didn't fit. It's okay.
It
It's
wasn't
fine.
like a heavy accent though, because that'd be.
And you telling me she's from UK didn't help at all. It just muddled it even more. So she's Asian descent, Scottish accent, but she's from the UK. Like, how did we get there?
Maybe she was adopted.
Clearly 3 times in 3
Or
different
deaf.
places. Or reincarnated somehow.
UK's a mixed bag. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
you're right.
There's some stuff happening.
I don't know.
They don't cover that in the Harry Potter book.
No.
Rumos. Okay, that's the last one.
I don't
Come on.
All right, so
want no scrubs.
No, ain't no
that's
scrubs.
pretty much. Is there any other like
Big news?
going out or anything going on right now?
I don't know.
don't think so.
For
Let's right the ship.
Yeah, let's just move on.
So it is March, and because it's March Madness, and in that theme, we wanted to tie that in with our Jim Carrey episode. So what I did was put a bracket together of 16 of Jim Carrey's. I don't want to say more popular. It became his more popular movies simply because the 7 of us that voted on this stuff didn't know all of them. So like you'll notice that there's tiers of movies missing, and that's okay. It actually helped me simplify the bracket a little bit because we could have done like 32, like a 32 around a 32, but we kept it simpler and we did a Sweet 16. And this will be about the time that I'm sure Zach will want to put the bracket like right here. This is me helping you in post. Like, put it- yeah. So it'll be like right there. Yeah. And so I'm assuming that Zach's putting this bracket here and you guys can see it now, kind
the
of the
mask is
breakdown.
probably like right here. on
No,
the
don't.
bracket.
Get spoilers. What if it wasn't there yet? I'm just kidding. That's fine. So how did I break down what movies went into what slot, or how do we pick 16? Because I originally gave you guys how many was it? Like 20?
29.
Was it 29?
It was 29.
Okay, so there was a lot.
Because you grouped the sequel movie like Ace Ventura and
Yeah.
Sonic. You grouped those together.
Yeah, and so already what we like got rid of was movies like Earth Girls Are Easy. Like no one had seen that movie, I think, except Zach and I. Like you were the only one that commented on that
Never
one.
even heard of it.
It was very early in his career, very early before he had
Like,
done.
before his stand-up stuff.
No.
Stand up was first.
This
So
was-
let's talk about Jim Carrey. Why don't we just start
Definitely,
there?
that was probably about one of his first movies, and he was a side character, but I mean he was a main character, but not really. He was Jeff
Supporting.
Goldblum was the main guy.
One of the
Then-
Wayans brothers.
Yeah,
was the other
Damon
one.
Wayans and him were the his two other guys, and then basically They come to Earth.
And Gina Davis?
Yeah, Gina Davis is his main. And then
Gina Davis.
Was
then
that
it
his first movie?
Yeah.
Was it? What about the one?
Was it his first movie?
Like
No.
being in a feature film?
No.
Probably.
Technically, his first movie was a TV movie, and they originally called it something Janet, but they renamed it when they had it go out on VHS to Rubberface.
Yeah, Rubberface.
So the first movie technically that he did was Rubberface.
Which he wasn't even the main character, but
But he's on the cover.
But when they realized how popular he was, they changed it to Rubberface and put his picture on it. He's not even the main character.
Yeah, the character, the
They
TV
nailed it.
movie is only like 60 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's not even that long.
If anyone was going to be on the cover of a movie called Rubberface, Jim Carrey's idea.
That's why it's called that.
Yeah.
It's called that because
But it's
of
about
his,
the other person in it, so that's why originally it was.
Really, she's learning to be a stand-up like him, is what the movie. Introducing, it was something Gina or Janet?
Janet.
Okay, I thought it was Janet.
Yeah.
But anyway, so after that, he let's just kind of go through it. He's from Canada. He's 63 years old. This is the profile of Jim Carrey. He started in stand-up, got his big break in Living Color. He was on there for 5 years. You had mentioned the shows. Like I did want to pay homage to the shows because like that's where he started.
Yeah,
It's important.
I still watch him to this day.
It's
Some of
funny.
his older stuff.
Some of the characters that he created on that show are incredible, like Fire Marshal Bill. I mean, just
Let
incredible.
me tell you something.
Yeah, just so good. Like his physical comedy is what put him on the map. He actually tried to be on SNL 3 different times. I didn't know this. I was doing some research just to kind of
They never took
catch
him.
up. Well, the first time he was like 19 when he tried to get on SNL the first time, and they went with a guy named Charles Rocket. Charles Rocket was on the show instead of him. They put him on. It wasn't on long, but you'll recognize Charles Rocket in the movie Dumb and Dumber. He's the bad guy. Charles Rocket is the guy at the end. He was the family's friend, but he ends up being the guy kidnapping.
Oh,
That's
okay,
Charles
okay,
Rocket.
yeah,
Yeah,
Spoiler
he was on
warning.
SNL.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen Dumb and Dumber from 1993,
It's-
I think it was 93, something. No, 94. Was it? Yeah, Dumb and Dumber was 94. Anyway, so he didn't get on there. He ends up trying a third time, and this is the only time he tried to get on SNL, where Lorne Michaels was actually there for the audition, and they didn't like it. They didn't like his style. They didn't think he was a good fit for whatever reason. But they went with 2 other characters, not characters, but actors. They went with Dana Carvey and Phil Hartman instead. So SNL greats, like they made a good decision having those 2, but I think they missed a couple times having Jim Carrey on there.
They didn't because I think Living Color did better for him.
Absolutely. I think he showed his diversity a lot better on a show like that.
Well, that's because Keanu Reeves wanted him. That's why he brought him in because he wanted that. He wanted that craziness all over the place, like he knew he could do.
And that show led to him being on Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah,
a little bit later.
Well, yeah, because that's Damon actually brought him onto it.
Yeah, or it might have been the other way around. He might have been on Earth Girls Are Easy, and that led to In Living Color. I'm actually not sure.
I think that's it because Damon saw him because I've heard the story. Saw him in a club.
Yeah,
and then brought him in and told him he'd be good for the movie because of the way he is.
Just his quirkiness.
Then they brought him in. Then he brought him to see Keenan.
Yeah.
So it's possible it's that way.
It says that he did Introducing Janet. The following year, he made his feature film debut in Finders Keepers, which was followed by a leading role in the film
Once Bitten. Yeah. And then he did Peggy Sue Got Married a little bit later after that.
Carrey then played an intergalactic alien named Whiplock in the comedy Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah. So like the progression, Once Bitten.
What year was that?
Is that 90?
Once Bitten.
1988.
It wasn't even in the 90s yet. Wow.
Been doing it a long time.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. He's 63. I mean, pretty old, and he actually technically retired from acting a couple years ago after he did Sonic 2, and then they brought him back for Sonic 3.
Money.
So, and he even said that in an interview. He said, "I'm
throw enough money at me, I'd do it too."
Yeah, I don't blame him one bit. He made his career in 1994. In 1994, he made Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. in that year. All in that year. The only actor that made more money than Jim Carrey in 1994 was Tom Hanks.
I think I read that somewhere before.
So quite the year. It put him on the map, and he followed it up in 95 with Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, and Batman Forever. So he had a streak of 5 movies. Excuse me. I put him on the map.
Liar was around that time too.
97, I think, a couple years later.
That was like
he did
my
Liar,
first
Liar.
Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah, but he did a lot of incredible movies in a row, and what happened because of those 5 movies that I just listed, he had I think it was like a $7 million minimum. Like he up front, they gave him money to do movies after that. I think he did Cable Guy shortly after Batman Forever. So he had just a heck of a string of movies. So that's me laying the table out. And then, you guys can have some thoughts on that when we come back. But after our break, we're going to kind of jump into the how we sorted through the best Jim Carrey movies. So stick around. We're going to have more to come. You can't laugh till we say stuff.
Why?
Good. We just started. You got to wait till.
I can laugh all the time.
Now you ruined the
More
entry.
organic
I
if
can
he
laugh
laughs
when
coming
it
in from the
dies.
break.
Crazy.
Welcome back. More talk about Jim Carrey. Let's get into the actual breakdown of this bracket. We showed it to you earlier. If he's motivated, he might show it to you again right here in this spot to the left. Thank you. So we had 7 people voting on this, our panel, we'll call it. And basically what I did was, one is the number 1 movie out of Jim Carrey's arsenal of movies. He's done a plethora of movies. And then, however many you've seen. I don't even understand. I'm saying words.
Keep talking.
All right.
Keep
All right.
talking.
So
It has nothing to do with
the
you.
higher the number, the worse it is in your eyes as far as movies go. What we ran into, though, which I figured we would, we got some youth, we got some we'll call them oldies. We got all kinds of spectrum on the age here. So I knew that we'd have some movies that weren't seen before, and that's fine. So what I did was we broke it down. I got it down to 20, and the movies that dropped off, I guess you could say. Are you guys just making faces back and forth
No.
the whole time?
Luke hasn't been on camera forever. He's trying to get everything in he can.
Okay. All right. Well, the movies that dropped off of the 20 were Earth Girls Are Easy, Peggy Sue Got Married, Once Bitten, Simon Birch, The Majestic, I Love You, Philip Morris, Incredible Burt Wonderstone, and The Number 23. I was sad to see a couple of those go.
Never heard of any of those.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
All right, Simon Birch. Was he a
saw
side character or something? I don't remember.
He is the older Simon Birch.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I didn't consider. You know what I didn't consider? Like some of these movies, he's not the main character.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Well,
like
that's-
Sonic, he's
I
not
think-
the main character.
But he's the main villain.
Is
That's
James Marsden the main person?
No,
He's not.
no, he's just that's just
So
like,
the
that would
animated
be Sonic
CGI
something.
character
Yeah,
is the main
it's just
character.
like Jim Carrey's Eggman has that other side. His.
If I go farther when I do this,
Yeah.
is it more important than you? Like if you go here and I go
No.
here,
You get
Yeah.
further.
Is
away.
my
That's
point-
why. Did you see
is
how
my
far-
point count more?
Pretty much.
Okay.
But see, I went further.
Keep going. Go ahead. Keep going.
I just didn't realize side character. I mean, it just depends on how iconic the character is.
That's kind of what I looked at.
Yeah.
That's why I put.
But that's what I'm saying. I didn't even realize he was even in Simon Birch.
Yeah.
I remember
Not
the
long.
Majestic. Yeah.
The
somebody-
Majestic was a hit and a miss. It's
Yeah.
fine that it's not in our main.
Because
list.
technically, the only Earth Girls are easy.
Did you say something?
Yeah, I tried to. It was really hard. I don't even know why that was hard to say.
Easy.
I don't know.
Earth Girls Are Easy. It's kind of a cult classic. I really like that movie a lot. But if you go back and watch it, it's actually a really bad movie.
Mhm.
Like, it's not a good movie.
Oh no, I know.
It's a bad, cheesy 80s movie. But anyway, the one that I wish was on the list, it's not, is the number 23. It's such a jump away from his normal movie that I wish it would have landed on the list.
I've seen it just forever ago, so I don't remember anything about it.
That's all right.
It was good though. I just don't remember enough about it.
There are some movies that are like in between the cracks. Like, I didn't put Rubberface on there at all. I didn't put. There was one that he was a side character in that Jason Momoa movie pretty recently. They're in like Australia. It's like dystopian, and he's like this random bum.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the name of the movie. But there's some I didn't put in this list at all. And then so what I did was with the 20 that we voted on. Obviously, to get to the March Madness 16, I dropped 4 off. The bottom 4 just kind of fell off. And do I have those movies? I don't know that I wrote those down. Oh, yeah, right there. So the 4 that kind of fell off, Man on the Moon, Mr. Popper's Penguins, Me, Myself, and Irene, and A Christmas Carol. Fell off of the voting. They would be what March Madness fans would call the first 4 out, if you guys are familiar with that. Tanner, I was incredibly sad to see Man on the Moon go.
Yeah.
I think you and I were the only reason it was 17 and not 25, because nobody else had seen it, really, or at least voted on it. If they saw it, they didn't give it a vote. So
would that be a biopic, or what would that be?
It is a biopic, yeah, about Andy Kaufman.
It was good. I liked it.
Incredible movie, so good. And actually, that movie kind of lends itself to Jim Carrey as like a method actor. He on the set, he was Andy Kaufman, even when the films weren't rolling. So good story there.
Have you heard Dave Chappelle talks about being on set of
Yes.
that movie?
He wanted to meet Jim Carrey, but he had to.
I'd be so let down too.
Like he couldn't meet Jim Carrey.
Like, hey, you want to meet Jim Carrey? That's not Jim Carrey. That's Andy Kaufman.
It's Andy Kaufman. That's actually a funny story. That very funny. Mr. Popper's Penguins, just briefly, I think that movie's underrated as well. People kind of lost track of Jim Carrey for a couple of years, and then he comes back and he does a Disney movie, and nobody really realized.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, it's a decent movie.
I thought it was. Yeah,
I've heard of it. I just never. Seen
What's the name of the actress in that movie? She's in everything, and I don't know her name. She's in.
Can you look that up for us, Maddie?
She's in everything. Yeah.
She's in
everything.
I get her confused with what's her name, Marion Cotillard or something like that. The woman that was in Dark Knight Rises and Inception. Carla Googly Eyes.
Yeah, I gotcha.
How do you say it?
I said Gugino. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Gugino. She was in Sin City. She was in.
Probably close enough.
No, you're right. She's in everything.
She's in everything.
Yeah,
She was
She's
in.
like Hill House.
She was in the Hill House.
Yeah, she's
All those.
She's in all those.
Stop saying what I'm saying. That's so childish. Do you think that's going to get us ratings?
Really rude.
Stop it. I can hear Brady eating that burrito.
You can see his mustache.
I can see his mustache growing.
It grabbed my ankle a little bit ago.
Oh my gosh. He's starting to twirl it like a villain.
Thinking villainous
Yes.
thoughts.
All right, let's get into the bracket. So how did I get the seeds? Let's start at the top. How did Sonic the Hedgehog become the number 1 seed? And how did Batman Forever become the 16? So these are the 16 best movies as voted by our 7-person panel. Number 1 is Sonic, the popcorn meter on Rotten Tomatoes. I was not going to use Rotten Tomatoes because it's a little skewed based on political leanings. So using the critics' score was not really something I wanted to do. Another thing I thought about doing was how much did the movie make? Like the gross amount of movie money that it made. But I ultimately decided, how did people take that movie? How did people digest it, enjoy it? And so like the watchability of Sonic the Hedgehog. And what I did with 1, 2, and 3, because it is 3 movies he plays that character, I took the median of that score. And it still ended up being like all 3 movies, 1, 2, and 3, the popcorn meter had it in the 90s, the mid 90s. So that's why Sonic is a number 1 seed. Now, will they be guaranteed to beat Batman Forever? No. What is going to determine whether the number 1 seed moves on or if we have a March Madness upset is our personal rankings for these movies. So where we collectively put those movies, whichever one is higher gets to move on. That's basically my thought process there. I know the results of what movie is, better than another, but I actually don't know how these individual matchups will go. So a little bit of this is going to be fun for me too. Let's start with the first one, Sonic and Batman Forever. Let's talk about them first. What do you guys think of those 2 movies? Which one do you think just right off the bat is better?
Batman.
Personally, I
Really?
would say Batman.
Batman. Okay.
I think he is an amazing Riddler. I think that's a very good character.
He's a Frank Gorshin Riddler.
What does that mean?
So Adam West Batman in the 1960s. Frank Gorshin is the one who played the Riddler. And Joel Schumacher, the way he directed Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, was more like the campy Adam West Batman. And so he did. He embraced that Frank Gorshin silly Riddler. And not the maniacal, crazy Riddler that we have in The Batman.
I think that works better for his personal character.
That's why they brought him in, I'm sure. The one that turned down the role first, though, was Robin Williams. Interestingly enough, he was going to play the Riddler, but yeah. And actually, he was in talks to play Tim Burton's Riddler. So, huge story in Batman that stems all the way back to a lost Superman movie that never got made with Nicolas Cage. Just all kinds of really interesting what-if stories from DC. But, okay, so Batman, I think Sonic, recency bias, it's Jim Carrey at his best. He chews the scenery in every single scene he's in Sonic the Hedgehog. I think at times the dialogue's campy. But it's good. I think it's like for kids and it's aimed at kids.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Really? No, jump in. I don't want to hear what he has to say anyway. Go ahead.
I'm sure people
Does anybody?
I thought it was hard to watch. It seemed very
Over the top.
choppy.
Choppy?
Yeah, kind of. I don't
Okay.
know. It didn't flow well
All right.
with his character. For me.
What were you going to say?
I
do care.
The first Sonic movie was his best performance in that trilogy, I think.
Is it because...
It got a little too cartoony towards...
Well, I was going to ask. The mustache. He doesn't look like the cartoon character until the end of the first one.
Yeah.
Is that it? Did he embrace the camp in the second one? Is that what happened?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Your thoughts?
Big
T?
I thoroughly enjoyed
T-Dog?
all 3 songs.
Thoroughly. Good word.
I was skeptical on him being Robotnik, but I laughed at almost every scene.
He's just funny. I mean, let's be real. Like these 16 movies, we might have ranked which one's better.
He's got some
But
good
he's freaking
one-liners.
funny in every movie he's in.
He dances in every movie. It's hilarious.
Is that like
and
how
when he gets scared
is that like how Brad Pitt eats in every movie?
Yeah.
Is it Brad Pitt that eats in every movie?
Robert
Yes.
Downey Jr., I thought.
Right. Yeah, I think both.
Yeah, no, Brad Pitt does.
Is it both?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Very good. Just the part where he gets scared after he's done dancing, when his assistant comes up. You remember that?
And the
part?
third one?
The first one, I think.
First one?
Well, he gets like scared in every single one. For some reason, it's like a running gag. But he comes up with his coffee. He's like,
I don't. Which is crazy because my 3-year-old loves every one of those movies. So I can't
They're not
believe
bad.
I took it for what it was. I mean, it was for kids, but I love Sonic, so I enjoyed it.
I have a bit of a Batman bias myself, but
Which is what?
It'd be a,
just I prefer the movie with Batman and Jim Carrey over the movie with just Jim Carrey.
I'm lost. Can you be more specific?
Nope.
he's like.
All right. What were you going to say?
I would say for being like villain versus villain, to me it's almost a dead tie on those two. because I think he does great on both of those.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's the way he needs to be in Sonic.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
He's goofy but more serious in Batman.
Okay.
I think he plays the character exactly the way that he should have played the character. I think it goes great with it. So honestly, on my end, it's a tie on me because I don't think there's enough. I didn't dislike either movie.
Are ties allowed?
Well, it won't be a tie. But,
No, because it's already been determined who won. We're just talking
saying our
about
opinion.
the movies.
But in my opinion, on my end, I'd have to say it's a tie because I think for being the villain in both those movies, he does exactly well. And the thing is, he got criticized the same way for both movies. Either people
being
liked him
too
or
silly.
Yeah. So
But
I think they're both great. So it's tough for me. Overall, as like the movies, I would watch Batman before I watched Sonic, but I didn't dislike.
There's your edge.
That's it.
There's your edge. Batman slightly over Sonic.
But as for character versus character, I think they're equal.
Except that there's no upset here. One does prevail over 16. Not by our voting, not by much. Both were kind of middle of the pack in our voting. But in a close game, Sonic the Hedgehog moves on. So let's move into our next coupling here. It's going to be Yes Man against Ace Ventura. This is the 8-9 matchup. And again, just to remind you how we ended up with these seeds, these are based on the audience score. So like everybody, like the watchability of these movies, the consensus of the world, I guess. Do you guys want to know the tomato ratings of each of these movies too? Not the tomato ones, the popcorn. Do you want to know what the audience said about all these?
Sure.
Because I have it.
If you have that,
I have it.
that'd be
I have
helpful.
it. So we were just talking about Sonic. It was at 94.5% positive.
That's the average between the three movies, right?
Yeah, the average between the three. And then Batman Forever, it was down at 33%.
I figured it.
Audience
That movie gets ripped
pretty
on
much
a lot.
panned that movie. I don't think it should be that low. I think there's plenty of movies worse than Batman Forever. So I won't.
Was that one Val Kilmer?
Yes, I won't linger too much on that. I think it's been talked about enough. You know, Joel Schumacher gets just raked over the coals for those two movies. But anyway, the next grouping there, Yes Man comes in at the 8th seed because it started. The audience score is 66%. So 2/3 of the audience enjoyed this movie. And then Ace Ventura, a close 9th seed, 64.5. So
I'm surprised that Ace Ventura is that low.
I was surprised at how low Ace Ventura was, but that's where you get upsets in this tournament we've made up, is that there might be some surprising seeds that upset other seeds. But your thoughts on Yes Man and the Ace Ventura franchise?
I put Ace Ventura as number one for me.
Okay.
It's Jim Carrey at his best. I think so.
Okay.
I think he got like free reign to do whatever he wanted in those movies. And it worked out.
I want to say one caveat, just for the content, for the good of the land. I don't want people telling everybody what you voted for. It might throw a wrench in what we're doing.
Oopsies.
So when we come back from the break, Tanner won't be here.
Ah, jeez.
Somebody around here will take his job.
Stick around for the deleted scene where Tanner gets dragged out of here.
We'll try.
No. You know what? I'm not even mad because I didn't tell him that. That's my fault. But you know, I appreciate that. Ace Ventura is a really good movie. I think we all think of it highly because of our childhood, obviously. But Yes Man. Do we have thoughts on Yes Man?
It was unique.
I liked it.
The premise of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Yes Man. I think him and Zoe
Deschanel.
or whatever.
Deschanel.
I don't think they go together well at all. I didn't think.
Yeah, the chemistry I wasn't buying.
Yeah, that was tough for me to watch.
The only thing he saved it was just him alone.
Yeah.
His reactions alone was the only thing he saved it because she really didn't add much to it.
He looked old enough to be your dad in that movie.
Yeah, it was odd. It was definitely odd.
Yeah,
which he probably was.
Ladybug.
Being honest.
Ladybug's back. I don't.
We need to put it into the Ladybug.
But
Thanos
overall,
got-
Bradley
Yes,
Cooper.
sir.
Bradley Cooper's his friend in that movie.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some really odd characters that are in the movie.
What's the name of the guy from that 70s show that plays Hyde? He's in that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's the
Danny,
other friend.
Danny Masterson.
He's the other friend, and we're not allowed to talk about him anymore because he's not a good dude. But
Oops.
no, that's okay. I'm just kidding. You can talk about him.
It's
Best
too late.
part in the entire movie is when he's dreaming,
Yeah,
and they're like, "I think he's dead."
I think he's dead.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes.
I was waiting for it.
That
Yes.
lands on his eyeball.
Do you think that fly was real?
Probably not.
I mean, how do you get a fly to land on
Right,
somebody's
yeah.
Well,
eye?
you make a model of Jim Carrey and you put sugar water on the eyeball. That's how.
And just
then-
And
wait.
you just
Then you just wait,
then you play the waiting game.
like Elmer
You
Fudd.
just
in
have the
bushes.
camera like, don't move, Jim.
Wouldn't be the
Oh
first-
my
That
gosh.
wouldn't be the first time he did something with a bug on his face like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What was I going? Oh, I like the part with the guitar where he's like saving the guy on the ledge.
I want to understand.
It's so random.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've got blisters on my fingers.
you'll be surprised to learn that Ace Ventura moves on in this matchup.
What?
I like Yes Man as a movie, but Ace Ventura, the just absolute shock value of how good Ace Ventura is as a
Between
character.
Ace Ventura 1 and 2, there's so many laughs.
Oh yeah, it's quotable moments.
I agree with Luke that that was his
Like-
peak.
Yeah.
We haven't had any like Jim Carrey sounds yet.
Yeah.
Did you just remember that?
No,
Oh, we
I just
forgot
didn't
to-
know how complicated it would be.
Yeah, it would be super chaotic. If
Yeah,
we just
I'll
had,
throw 'em
like
in
a
there
soundboard all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's. I guess we
Alrighty
can.
then.
Yeah.
We can
Just Maddie will
do
just
it.
throw in random.
Jim Carrey.
his movies are so quotable, we could beat the soundboard.
I have an intermission where we'll talk about some things like that in between rounds. But let's go to the next matchup: Liar Liar, Bruce Almighty. I think these are two movies that are very similar in that they try to play on like the 1994 Jim Carrey that just blew up. This was at a point when like the tail end of Jim Carrey being relevant is Liar Liar, and then them trying to make him relevant again is Bruce Almighty. So like it was in between this like patch where he didn't do a lot of things, and the things he did weren't received very well. So interesting timeline. Like not sure when did Bruce Almighty come out? Was that 2003?
2003.
So 6 year span there. Liar Liar 97, and then Bruce Almighty 2003, where he didn't do a whole lot, and actually he tried some different things. I think Truman Show's in there somewhere.
Truman Show 98.
Yeah. So after Liar Liar, he goes serious a bit. And when was the number 23? Was that like 2007? We get a little later for that one. Hurry up. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
2007.
I was right. 2007. Cool. All right, so we got two movies here, two good comedies. What are your thoughts? Which one reigns supreme in your heart?
That's a tough one.
I agree.
I think they're almost like the same.
It
Like you
feels
said.
the same,
Yeah,
right?
It feels the same because.
You know another movie on this list
yeah.
that I'm sorry.
But no, I was gonna say that's the tough part about just his comedies that are crazy like that. They're funny and so, but they're
not all the
but
same,
it's hard,
right?
Yeah, but you can't. But it's still hard to determine. It's like which one you actually thought was better because you probably laughed about the same in both movies.
Does it come down to story? Like which story is better? Because the comedy's going to be there in all of them. But I was going to say another one that's similar.
I think the stories are very similar, though.
It's kind
I mean, like,
but like Fun with Dick and Jane is another one. Like
everything.
Liar,
Like,
Liar, Bruce
everything.
Almighty, he starts out super focused on his career and he learns to care more about family. It's the
Okay.
premise of both movies, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I gotcha. Well, that's what we're saying. It's like it's hard to pick between them because they're both essentially.
Are you trying to say he's boring?
I did not say that.
That's what I heard.
I think he acted
I'm
better.
inventing.
Turn your ear on.
I'm inventing controversy.
We need to turn on his hearing aid. One moment.
I think he acted better in Bruce.
Oh, I can hear Brady chew. Well, my thoughts. I think the premise of both movies are some of the best premises in the entire competition here. Like being God, what an interesting script. And of course, if you're going to have God, it has to be Morgan Freeman. That makes the most sense to me. Who would you put as God? If Morgan Freeman was unavailable, he was doing voiceover work for some National Geographic. Who's your backup?
Are you wanting him to be like a comedy character?
Well, I mean, kind of fill him in what Morgan Freeman did. He's not necessarily in there for comedy. That's what Jim Carrey's for. He's in there to be a presence, like carry the room as God.
My pick would be Liam Neeson. I think.
That's a good
That's
one.
a good one.
Liam Neeson is a good one.
He played Zeus. Why can't he?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he
But
played
it
a
makes
lot of
sense
great
because
characters.
he's a serious actor that can do comedy.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good
So
point.
that's-
He's funny. People
yeah.
don't realize how
Yeah,
funny
oh,
he
yeah.
is.
I
If
think
you've seen Ted, you know how
Oh
funny
my
he is.
gosh!
Yeah.
I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, that scene where he's buying cereal.
I'm
Yeah.
not
The
a
Lucky
child.
Charms.
It's not even that he's
No
like
one will come after me.
yeah, it's the deadpan, like how serious he is when he
I laughed
delivers the
so
line.
hard.
I think James Spader would be a good God.
James Spader, the voice alone would
Just
be
the
good.
voice.
Yeah,
And he
Christopher
could be
Walken,
funny
maybe.
and serious.
he's got the calm. Yeah,
But it wouldn't be Christopher. It would just be
That's
Christopher
good.
Walken.
Christopher Walken can't be God.
No.
What are you
No.
doing, Bruce?
He was
You're
tricked.
talking a lot of smack about me, Bruce. I don't like it. You beat me for a while. No, you can't. You can't have Christopher Walken.
I'm a fan of Christopher Walken.
He could
Yeah,
do
he is.
anything, but
Just,
In
Don't-
Ted, it was tricks. He was worried about the
tricks. Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
James Spader's
What
a
would
good choice.
what would Liam Neeson say in Bruce Almighty? Like what would be his line that would be like the stick it land?
What's the Morgan Freeman line from that movie and just picture Liam Neeson
Oh,
saying
I don't want to piggyback. I want to give Liam his own line there.
It'd be the same script though.
But there's improv.
Did they do improv in Bruce
They do
Almighty?
improv in every movie. Every movie you have a line that's written and then you deliver it in a different way. That's in every movie.
Yeah.
We'll go back. We'll circle back. Maybe we'll do a Liam Neeson podcast. That would be fantastic.
I have all the set
So-
of skills.
Yeah.
I'm God.
You've inherited my skills. That was more Harrison Ford. Sorry. Let's
So
let's
who
just
won?
get away.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about who won, okay?
It's Bruce. He is the chosen one.
Oh my gosh. Liar Liar and Bruce Almighty. In another close one, Bruce Almighty moves on. Are you shocked? Are you surprised?
I picked.
I don't
That's
know.
my opinion.
Okay.
I'd have picked Liar Liar.
I think it's because I'm older. I'm a little surprised, but I do enjoy me some Bruce Almighty. That is the soundtrack of that movie is good. Everything about that movie is really good. Star power, Jennifer Aniston's in that movie. We didn't even talk about her. Jennifer Aniston.
I like the chemistry they had in
Yeah.
Bruce Almighty.
For real. It's really good.
And he
She
acted better too.
Well,
Way
yeah.
better than Liar Liar in my opinion.
I don't know. The secretary in Liar Liar,
Yeah.
she steals some scenes. The old woman that's also in Mrs. Doubtfire, she's hilarious.
Her? Yeah.
She's hilarious. No. Is that her? I don't know that that's her. I'm sorry. Is it actually her?
I think you're right.
Okay, I doubted myself for a second, but then there's like the crazy characters in The Office. Hi, Mr. Reed.
Yeah.
Like with her hair, just nuts.
He seemed just like less in his element in that movie than Bruce Almighty.
Okay.
Why does she talk?
Whatever takes the focus off your head.
And
She's got BO. She's got BO.
All right. Quickly get to one more matchup here. We got a couple of minutes to talk about it. Let's talk about Dumb and Dumber and Kick-Ass 2. I feel like this is a real underdog story when it comes to this crew. This is I don't know.
Talking about
Here's the thing. I'll speak for the group here briefly. I think Kick-Ass 2, we all appreciate the role, but he's not the main character. He's not the biggest chunk of that movie, and it's kind of off the wall for him, to be honest.
He's only in it for like one act of the movie.
Yeah, he's in it for maybe 30 minutes tops. I'm not sure how much screen time, but and then Dumb and Dumber, the cult classic that really started a lot of people in Jim Carrey's camp. So I think it's kind of lopsided. I think the seeding actually worked itself out here, 4 against 13. So no doubt. Do I need to tell you who won?
Oh, no.
I should give you the scores, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I gave you the scores of the other ones. Liar Liar 75% audience score.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty 57. So people didn't like Bruce Almighty as much as I think they appreciated Liar Liar, but for whatever reason, which is where the seeding came in. It was 5 versus 12, so Bruce Almighty technically a major upset. But as far as these ratings go, Dumb and Dumber 84% audience score. Talk about some staying power, just lasting power. Really good movie, and a lot of people. It was new comedy. It was something that hadn't been done before. Really new. And the other one, Kick Ass, 57%, which is not terrible.
I'm surprised that's that high.
Yeah, it was controversial. It definitely rubbed some people the wrong
pirated
way.
a lot.
Yeah, true. Thoughts though on the two?
I noticed that you didn't put Dumb and Dumber 2 on there.
That was one that I purposely left off.
Yeah.
I did, that kind of marred that whole movie, and I don't think it's relevant. It's almost like Dumb and Dumber, where they had a prequel.
Oh,
Did
I
you even
didn't
know
know
there
that
was a
was- no, I
prequel?
didn't know
Yeah.
that was a thing.
That didn't even have Jim Carrey in it.
It's
did
not
it?
Jim Carrey. It's not Jeff Daniels. So I didn't count that at all. But anyway, parting thoughts. We got some seconds here before we can break.
No, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that Kick Ass is where it's at. I mean, I like the movie, but
I mean, it's on the list because it's a good Jim Carrey role,
yeah,
but it's not better.
He's definitely good in that role. It's definitely shows like what he can do.
It's hard to
It's
compare.
interesting to see him in that type of role too.
Yeah. All right.
So that was not bad.
So we got through one side of our bracket. Let's take another break. I'm going to get some more Thanos mug, and we'll be back.